If you're a route-based company, pool company, lawn, pest, things like that, you can click on the route schedule. This will show you a list of all the stops on whatever frequency you set up, and this will recur forever. So the first column is your frequency. For instance, you might come to my house and cut my grass monthly or weekly, or you clean my pool weekly, things like that. The route is the route tech that's going to do the work, or the crew that's going to provide the work. Route date and assigned to are always the same unless you have a crew or a person filling in for another crew or person. If I change this to 2, now this stop will be on 2's handheld, not on crew 1's handheld. Stop number is the order in which you want to run the route. Of course, you got your customer. Any route notes. Zone would be the zone of town that you service. Suspended, if a customer doesn't pay you and you want to suspend the stop, you can suspend the stop. This will not appear on route schedules if you print the route schedules, if you don't use handhelds. If you use mobile devices, it will fall off the mobile device. You can also determine why a crew or a person missed a stop. You can set up unlimited checklists. So if I want Mrs. Jones, whenever my crew goes there, to do a specific set number of tasks, you can do that. Other great features is I can put a stop good through date in there. So whenever that date is reached, it'll automatically suspend the stop. If you do openings and closings, for instance, if you're up north and the customer's coming off service November 1st, rather than reminding yourself to adjust the route schedule, you can put a stop good through date in there. It'll suspend it automatically. Other things you can use: route time and travel time. This is used for budgeting purposes. Your crews and your techs will not see this information. We compare this to the actual time the crew or tech spends on site. So it gives you a great way. Maybe you misquoted the job, they're spending more time than they should, or they're blowing through stops and they should take a little more time. It gives you a great way of monitoring that information. Other things you can do, you can track the number of stops. So if you sell service based on a season, for instance, and it's good for 10 cuts, for instance, you can put that budget in there, and when those stops are reached, when 10 is reached, for instance, it'll automatically suspend the stop. Other things you can do from here is you can map. If I want to look at one specific crew for one day, I can press map and it's going to open Microsoft Map Point and map out my route. We can use lat longs. We can also use actual addresses. This will put it in the best order possible. So from here I can optimize my route. If I click optimize route, it's going to adjust the route from 79.4 miles of travel time, and it's going to put it in the best order possible, which we just saved over 10 miles. Also, with our mobile component, your employees can actually get turn-by-turn instructions from the route schedule on the mobile devices.